Good morning, everybody. I'm here at Greenwell Farm with our CEO, Mr. Tom Greenwell. Morning, Tom.
Good morning.
How's everything going?
Great.
Awesome. Congratulations on your win recently at the HCA Cupping for your mamo. You created that coffee, right?
Sure did, and
That's
it's
amazing.
a win for the company.
I love it. It's
Yeah.
awesome. How many years was that in the making?
It's about 22 years, I
Wow.
think.
That's a lot of patience to get the perfect coffee. We've been asked to break down a coffee fruit for you today. So we're going to kind of give you the anatomy of a coffee and talk about all the different layers. But what am I looking at here, Tom?
We have cherry, the red cherry. We have the unripe cherry that's still, and then we have one that's been dried on the tree. We call it a raisin.
A raisin. So you can only use the ripe ones in a good cup of coffee, right?
Absolutely.
Got you.
Right.
So go ahead and open that up for us and talk about the different layers.
So you got to be careful because sometimes they come flying out and you lose them.
So first, this skin, do we have a name for it?
We call this the pulp.
The pulp, okay.
Yeah.
And the pulp has that outer layer, but when you break it open inside, I'll kind of open this up. They're supposed to be really nutrient rich, right? All those little veins.
Yeah, the skin is loaded with antioxidants.
I see. So we actually sell a product, I believe it's called Tink, and they use the coffee fruit extract for its medicinal value.
Yeah, so the skins from the beans, from the cherries,
right?
They process it and they extract all the antioxidants out of it, and they freeze dry it or spray dry it. I'm not sure.
That's interesting, and it's supposed to be. They've been used for hundreds of years, apparently, throughout Africa. And
probably when when they first started, that's what gave them the energy, right? The sugars, also the mucilage. But yeah, no, it's loaded with anti-inflammatories and antiviral. It's really good. I've been using it for a long time.
Got you. Now the next layer, that kind of, it's hard to see on the video, but it's kind of gooey and slimy, and we call that the
mucilage.
The mucilage, okay.
Yeah,
and that has some sugar.
It's a fructose sugar.
I see.
And it's the actual fruit of the bean.
Of the coffee, right?
That's it. And it's very thin. It's not a lot of it. But in the process, that's what when we ferment the coffee overnight, that's what we're trying to dissolve and remove.
Gotcha.
And so the beans won't have that sugar while they dry on it.
Gotcha. Now, those guys, once that mucilage is cleaned away, become these guys. I'm going to take these from you, and then you can talk about those.
So this is now it's called dry parchment.
I see.
So after the fermentation, there's no sugars. So when it dries, we won't get any mold in case we have some wet days.
Gotcha. Can you break off that parchment?
So the parchment, this is, you can see where it's just a layer of parchment skin. And then you end up with it's a green bean, but we still have a layer of silver skin on it.
Gotcha.
During that process, it gets rubbed off, and you end up with a green bean.
Gotcha.
That's what's known as.
So do we have any use for the parchment itself?
It's very inert. So this really is just pure carbon.
I see.
And it's great for ground cover, around plants and what have you, because of when it rains or the moisture will go right through it.
I see.
But it'll kind of keeps a layer, so it keeps it from drying up underneath.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then that silver skin is cleaned away and you get your green bean.
Right.
Now we have 5 sizes and 6 shapes to our beans, right? That's part of our grading laws here. And then when you cook it, obviously they'll turn into those. That's not the prettiest one ever, but a roasted bean.
But it's roasted, it's brown at that stage.
And they puff up when you cook them, right?
They'll actually expand.
They expand. Yeah.
I think it's like 20%.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So all those different layers, that's quite a bit of processing, right, to get it just right.
Well, yeah, because you've got to pick the right bean. You got to ferment it at least 14 hours. And and the fermentation not only removes the mucilage, but it also helps to balance the cup of coffee.
I see.
It's actually pretty important to make a real cup of coffee. Then the milling, of course, and grading, keeping, you know, whatever defects we find, take those out, and then, you know, perfection in roasting makes it really good.
Sure. So if you've never been to the farm, it's kind of, it may be new information for you, but starting with that cherry, we have a machine that pulps it, takes off the skin, and as he said, we ferment it, and then we're going to dry it a little bit on Sundex, and then we use dryers to get that fine moisture range, right?
Yeah. So the if most of the small farms all have a drying deck.
I see.
And they pick just enough to dry each week.
I see.
In our process, that would take about 7 acres of drying deck.
Just drying deck. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
To do it in the sun.
Gotcha.
But we can control the drying process much more precisely in the dryers anyway.
Right.
And yeah, and that takes about 48 hours.
Gotcha. And that's important because, you know, wide moisture ranges, the beans would cook at different speeds, right? So you want them to cook together. Yeah. Amazing. And I know that we're a very, you know, vertically integrated, you know, mechanically driven operation, but a lot of people will do this completely beginning to end by hand, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've done it.
You've done it. Not at this scale, though.
No, not at this scale. That's why we make machines.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. It's a short one today, but hopefully you got some insight into the anatomy of a coffee cherry, and we'll see you next month. Thanks so much, Tom.
All right.
Aloha.
Aloha.